Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. Today we're going to do Isa readings, which means what if you took a moment of stillness, the clarity that would come through if you did that. So I'm going to be reading using the Into the Lonely Woods Oracle deck and the Black Walnut runes, and I am going to be reading based on the lunar year signs. So you know your sign, check out your sign, check out your ascendant, and I will put the timestamps in the descriptions, and I will see you there. Isa readings. Bye! Hello, Year of the Rat people. So I am going to pull a card from the Into the Lonely Woods Oracle deck, and we're going to see what that's about. Into the vastness, in the vastness of it all. So there is a sense at this time, Year of the Rat people, that you're just sort of, you're feeling that sense of perspective, and also just, I guess it's going to be really a lot about perspective. It's about getting perspective on your situation as compares to others and as compares to the rest of the universe, and it's sort of, it's partly comforting and partly overwhelming is going on right now. So let's see what the runes have to add. Let's get some runes. There we go. From the Black Walnut the Black Walnut set of Elder Futhark runes. Okay. And our last rune in the outcome of this situation. Okay, so right now you're actually, I'm going to read this a couple ways. In one sense, you are feeling very supported. You're feeling that you have a good support system around you, family, friends, basically the systems around you that are supporting you. You feel them very strongly. At the same time, you are also searching for that. You're seeking that. There's something that you're sort of seeking more of for that, for the support systems. This is Algi's. It's the rune of the elk. It has to do with protection and support. It is upright, so it's your central issue of, you know, seeking. Basically, you're looking at what you're looking at right now is basically your support systems, how you're feeling protected. It's very upright. It's good. You are feeling in a good place, but you're just thinking about it. Basically, it's where you're. If you go still, if you are still. You start to really see this spreading out around you, this support system that is actually supporting you quite well. And also, as you seek further, you're seeing more of how, as you are still, and the clarity that's coming in for you is just how supported you are. Leading up to this, you've actually had a bit of a revelation recently. We have Dagas, which is the rune of the breaking of the day. And this has to do with basically illuminations, the inarguable truths, enlightenment, and basically the illumination of darkness. So you've sort of had that recently. There's been like a big epiphany recently that you've had. And this has sort of led you to this moment of stillness where you're like, you know, when I think about it, I really am in a good place. I really am very supported and very protected. And I'm sure that as I seek for it, there will be more to show me just how nicely protected and supported I am. What is going to help you with this is, I'm going to read this a couple ways. We have Uruz reversed. Uruz is the rune of the wild ox, and this has to do with protection. It does have to do with protection, sort of. This is mostly the protection. It has to do with strength and health. Also stubbornness sometimes. So this is how I'm going to read this a couple ways. First of all, what helps you in this situation is just feeling your inner strength. You have a very strong inner strength. You're very healthy inwardly. And so that's helping you, but also letting go of being so stubborn, which may have been an issue before. Just basically, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's basically, looking at this one, as the more you sort of relax into just not being so hard-headed about, not like I'm not saying you're hard-headed, you're not, but in terms of just not being so stubborn about things, maybe you've wanted to just make sure you do everything, like all the time it's you, like if you want a job done right, that kind of thing. But you actually realize the more when you're still and you feel out and you feel these other, the rest of the everything, all of everything that is actually still supporting you to a certain extent, then you actually can relax a bit, and you're not so, you're not going to be so stubbornly pushing on like your own feats. So that's what's going to help you at this, is just to that release. But also, again, thinking about your inner strength. What isn't going to help you is we have Ingvas. And this is why I said about the whole thing about feeling like you have to do everything, because that's not going to help. The more you try to control something, the less you can control it. We have Ingvas, which is the rune of Ing. Ing's the name of another name for Frey. Frey is the fertility god. It has to do with active creation, and it's like shaping things and making things be a shape and forcing things be into a shape. And if at that point you are trying to do that, you're trying to just like micromanage everything, then that's not going to help you with this this sense of the vastness and that you are in there but also supported. So just let go of that and just sort of relax into that, and just see that the further you look, the more supported you are where you are. And what this is going to lead you to is we have Othala reversed. Othala is the rune of the home and the homeland, and reversed it has to do with letting go of things that no longer serve you, and also moving out of your comfort zone. So this moment of stillness that you take, where you realize how very supported you are, is going to allow you to be comfortable enough to step outside of your comfort zone, and also to see where in your life there are things that you can actually let go of that are just basically clutter at this point. They don't serve you, they don't help you, and you can just let those go. So that, Year of the Rat people, is your Isa reading. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, Year of the Ox people. So I'm going to start with a card from the Lonely Woods Oracle cards, and it says, what did we lose? So Year of the Ox people, there's a sense of, you've been pushing forward, and now that you're taking a moment to be still, you're recognizing, you're realizing, wait a second, there's something that is missing. There's something that I realize now is missing. And it's time to address, seeing about getting that back. In the picture, it's just fallen down a well. He or she has help. So maybe they can work together to get back what it is that fell in the well, or maybe there's something that we can just acknowledge and perhaps mourn if necessary. It is autumn. So in the picture, it's about, times of letting go. And so maybe acknowledging what we lost instead of trying to reclaim it might be the thing. But now is the time, now that you have a moment of stillness where the clarity can come through. Part of the clarity that's coming through is realizing, hey, you know what, I should look at this and see, acknowledge what I have lost, and decide what we're going to do about that. So just throw down some black walnut runes and see what they have to add. Okay. So central issue here, we have Raidho reversed. Raidho is the rune of the journey, and reversed, it's the ending of a journey, like the drawing to a close of a journey, and B, like turning the journey inward. Leading up to this, there was an emergency, basically. There was something where you had to drop everything and tend to it. So this might be, for some, very, very personal loss. This could be a loss of someone that you loved, and that's extremely hard. And I am going to honor that. I am also going to honor those who have lost a what, because those who have lost a what need the comfort just as much as those who have lost a who. So both of you need comfort, and so this is to give you comfort for that. So acknowledging that there was an emergency recently where you had to drop everything, and then there was the end of a journey. So again, my condolences. And this basically it's a very, very hard time. And one of the important things to do in this time of stillness is to acknowledge and to honor what was lost, not just to keep pushing forward who or what was lost. So what is going to help you is a couple things. So we have Gebo. Gebo is the rune of the gift. It's also an exchange. This has to do with a gift was always an exchange in the ancient Norse. So it's an exchange. It has to do with agreements, decisions, and goals. But given the picture, and one of Gebo's other readings, which is interpersonal, like say one-on-one interpersonal, I would say find someone with whom you can connect. That's going to help you to be able to share this on a very one-on-one level. Yes, make plans, make goals, set agreements and make decisions, but also just basically don't neglect for yourself that one-on-one connection that you are going to need. So there's that. That's what's going to help you in this time, as the monster is, the nice monster is with the creature, with the person. What isn't going to help is it feels like a long road. We have Ivaz, which is the rune of it's slow growth, slow development, patience. You sometimes don't feel like you have the patience for this long road that you're going to be facing. So that if you start to let that drag you down and make you go arg, like I don't have the time for this, you do basically give yourself the time, give yourself the space, and give yourself the time to handle this. Bring yourself back up to that. And what this is going to lead you to is, I'm going to read this a couple ways. We have Avaz reversed. Avaz is the rune of the spirit. It's the horse. It's motion and spirit. So you're not going to be running around as much. You're going to be a little bit more still going forward for a little bit. You're also going to be letting your spirit carry you inwardly and through the difficulty of this time. So that is your Isa reading for the Year of the Ox people, and I wish you a lovely day or evening and good luck. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, Year of the Tiger people. So, Year of the Tiger people, let's start with a card from the Into the Lonely Woods Oracle deck. And we have a time to rest a while. So when you actually take a moment to be still, Tigers, you are going to use that to actually rest. Tigers, I know you're very, very on fire, go, go, go. You really, really want to get everything, go, you're just lots of energy, lots of activity and get going. But every once in a while, you need that yin time. You need that stillness. And through stillness comes clarity. So one of the main things about clarity that you're getting from this is that you need to rest. And that's okay. That is totally fine. Why not? So yeah, your energy is definitely an issue right now. So let's get this constructed. Put this. I just want to make this. Everything looks crooked. Everything looks crooked to me. Get this fixed. Okay, drawing some runes from the Black Walnut runes. Okay. Your outcome. Nice. Okay. So, Tigers, your central issue is Sovilos. Sovilos is the rune of source energy. It's energy, and it's the sun, basically. So it's your source energy, whatever your source energy is, and you're basically concerned about it at the moment because you have been using a lot of it, and it is now time to rest. So to take this stillness and just basically acknowledge that using your time to rest is a valid use of your time. Leading up to this, you actually are, excuse me, feeling very supported. You're generally in a place of strong support, strong protection. We have Algies, which is the rune of the elk, otherwise known as the moose, and this has to do with protection and support. So you are coming from a situation where you are quite protected, quite supported. You feel that you have the ability to stop and rest, which is good. You feel safe enough. So this brings you to your current central issue, which is that of tending your energy, reaccessing your source energy. This is kind of fun because this is a sun and that's a moon. So, but yeah, you need that to reflect in and give you the energy back that you have been draining. So what is going to help you is make the time to do this. We have Ingvaz, which is the rune of Ing, who's another name for Frey. Frey is the fertility god. It has to do with active creation. So make the time to do this. Make the time for your stillness so that your clarity can come through and so you can get the rest that you need. But another thing that this is actually saying is creating will actually help flow the energy back into you. It won't be draining for you. It will restore energy for you. So part of your source energy is probably coming from creation and acts of creation, and maybe you haven't had the time lately to do that. So this would be a really good time to really let yourself create, as well as making the time to rest. What isn't going to help you is we have Pertho. Pertho is the rune of the lot box. It has to do with surprises and fate and luck. And the thing about the surprises for Pertho is it's being surprised by something that was always there, but that you didn't realize. So you may be worried about creating because you're worried about what might come out and what you might learn. But you may also just be worried about one more thing coming in and disrupting your time and draining your energy some more. But I think this is really more a worry than it is. It's interesting, the reflection of the moon here and then the almost moon shape of Pertho. So it's sort of like the outside is where all of this is happening, and right now you're nestling in for a moment of stillness inside. And in that time, you're making the time to do this, and you're making the time to create and bring things through, which are going to help restore your energy. So if this starts to worry you, bring yourself back up to, no, you know what, I've created this little hollow tree of time where I can rest for a little bit, and during that time I might create something. Things are good. So if that starts to be just bring yourself back up to that. And what this is going to lead you to is, and here's Isa. These are Isa readings, and Isa has graciously shown up. Isa is the rune of ice. It has to do with standstill, but also clarity, the clarity that comes through stillness. And you will attain that. You will absolutely attain that in this. So that is your reading, Tigers. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, Year of the Hare people. So, Year of the Hare people, we're going to start with a Into the Lonely Woods Oracle card. And you get drink from your own well, water your own garden. Okay, so as you move into this moment of stillness for your Isa time, through which clarity can come, you're going to realize just how self-sufficient you can be. It's not like you are going to be cut off. It's like not like you're cut off from outside Hare people, but in terms of you will need to self-nourish, learn how to self-nourish, and also learn how to tend your proverbial garden, which is your thoughts, what you allow into your focus, that kind of thing. So let's get some runes from the Black Walnut runes and clarify your Isa reading. There's a little fuzzy on that one. There we go. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Nice. Okay, so your central issue right now is one of challenge. We have Thurisaz, which is the rune of challenge. It has to do with, it's the thorn, the giant, the gateway. So it is upright and it is open. So this is a challenge that is open to you. It's not a thorn wall. It's basically the door is open for you to do this. You have known this has been open for a while, and you know that you can just walk through. It's just a matter of deciding to take this step. Recently, you have had either or and both, and or a negative surprise, but it was a revelation of something that was always there, or you've realized something about yourself that you didn't realize was true about yourself, but is inarguably true about yourself. We have Pertho reversed. Pertho's the rune of the lot box. It has to do with surprises and fate and luck. And when it's reversed, especially on the path line, it does have to do with either a negative surprise that has happened and stopped you in your tracks, or a realization about yourself that you didn't know before that has stopped you in your tracks. So this has basically led you to looking towards this challenge where you're like, okay, well, you know what, I know I have to do this. I have to look into doing this, where I'm going to see what nourishes me, nourish that, use that to nourish that, and then tend my garden, my own garden, which is what I allow to grow within me. So what is going to help you at this point with your challenge? So we have Kaunaz reversed. Kaunaz is the rune of it's fire, it's the torch. It has to do with something that starts small, like an ember, and expands into a blaze. It is reversed and it's on the helping line. So what does this mean? This means focus is going to help you just like really bring your focus into alignment with your challenge. As you can see, this and this, bring the focus into alignment with your challenge and step through this door. Also, you're going to be looking inward to expand. This is like expansion inward. Outer focus, inner expansion, or just general focus and inner expansion. So you're going to focus on this. You're basically going to say, no, this is something I need to do. Align your focus with this challenge and expand inward to explore your garden and to explore how you can nourish your own garden and your own well. Take from your own well, basically. Not drawing from anywhere else. You're the hair people. So what isn't going to help you is you are going to be worried about outer support and protection in this endeavor, which you're not going to have. Only you can do this. So maybe you've been very, very, very social. You've been very socially focused. Maybe this is something that you're worried about letting go of in order to tend this, because this is you and it's not, you know, people, like, for example, if you're an extrovert, you get your energy replenished with other people. So this, if you are an extrovert and hearing this might be kind of a frightening thing to turn inward and get your energy from yourself, because that's not how you work as an extrovert. If you're an introvert, you're like, yeah. But you might still be worried about, because introverts replenish their energy in solitude. So social situations, while pleasant, are draining for introverts. So So what isn't going to help you is worrying about what other people might think about it, is worrying about how other people might react. Like, you're worried about not having the support from others, from outside, because this is like really letting yourself support yourself, and which might be a big change for you. It might not, but either way, what it might drag you down in this situation is just this worry about support, outer protection for this process. If that starts to be the case, just remember, no, this is something that I am doing. This is something that I am aligning my focus with my challenge. This is something I have to face because it came up and it's something that I need to deal with. And also, expanding inward can only make my life richer and can only bring me more energy, which is great. And so what this is going to lead you to is a greater sense of wealth and worth, like not necessarily material wealth, but personal wealth. It's not upside down, so it's not even inner wealth, but it's just basically a greater general sense of worth in the world when you complete this process. So that, hair people, is your reading. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, dragon people. So, dragon people, we are going to start with a card from the Into the Lonely Woods Oracle. Do not hide your light. Okay, this is very important. When you take that moment of stillness and clarity comes through, you're going to realize maybe you've been hiding your light, maybe you've been dimming your light so as not to like upset or offend others. And by that, you are upsetting and offending yourself. So you need to respect yourself and just not hide your light. So, because the world needs your light. You wouldn't be here if the world didn't need your light. We need all the light we can get nowadays. So let's see what the Black Walnut runes have to add dragon people. Because I know sometimes dragons, you know, you feel like the world is trying to make you feel like you're too much. The world is trying to make you feel like you need to be less, or else you will scare people. And honestly, dragons, you are here, you are dragons. Be proud and be be proud of that, and honor that by being who you are, and honor that by not dimming or hiding your light. You need to be shining. Everybody needs to bring what they have to the table right now and shine. So what your central issue is Ivaz. So this is patience, slow growth, slow development. It's the yew tree. Just basically you're in a situation where you've been waiting. It's like almost like you've been waiting for the right time to shine your light, but it's time. So leading up to this, you've been very, very concerned about people. So you're concerned about where you fit in the world. This is Manas, it's the rune of humanity and your part in it. You're facing each other with joy. Unfortunately, you seem to have come to a point where you feel like, as long as I am not blazing and shining, then I can do this. I can get along, I can fit in. And then it's just like you're waiting, when can I fly? You know, when can I shine and fly? What is going to help you here is shine. Let it the heck out. Like, just let it blaze. Just let it go. Like in the movie. This is Dagaz, the rune of the breaking of the day. It's just this illumination. It's absolute illumination of darkness. It's just illumination of truths. It's just like, just light. It's the breaking of the day. So do that is what the runes are suggesting. Just do it. What isn't going to help is you are worried about messing this up. You feel like you're playing the game well now. You feel like you're playing well with others and that everybody seems to be okay and looking at you with joy. And you're worried that if you do this, you're going to get that upside down. You're going to get Vunyo reversed, joy reversed from people. And this is going to be like, darn it, you know, I worked so hard. Please don't worry about that. I mean, obviously within the law and within the realm of compassion, you're not going to be doing anything that is causing harm to others, hopefully. But absolutely let yourself shine. Do not hide your light. And what this is going to lead you to is, we have Fehu, which is the rune of wealth and worth. Your life is going to be more rich. Your life is going to be more, you're going to feel your worth more, and that's going to be, you're going to realize this is what we need in the world anyway. I needed to be this. It's not that I owed the world this, but I owed myself this, and here we are. So that, dragons, is your reading. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, snake people. So, snake people, let's start with a card from the Lonely Woods. Your presence is a gift to others. Yes, it is. So let's get some runes from the Black Walnut runes to clarify. Yes, yes. There you go. Alrighty. So your central issue here is Dagaz, which is the breaking of the day, illumination, vanquisher of darkness. Basically, it's a revelation. It's a realization that you're having where suddenly everything seems lit up. And hopefully this, as you go into this moment of stillness, the clarity that comes through is this, that people do actually really want you around. People do appreciate you, and that what you bring to the table is very, very important indeed. Leading up to this, you've sort of been keeping to yourself. You've been supporting yourself. You've been sort of protecting yourself. We have Agis, which is the rune of the moose, the elk, has to do with protection and support. It is reversed and it's on the path line. So it's basically you've been sort of keeping yourself to yourself. whether this is from lack of confidence or shyness, or whether you just didn't think that anybody had any need for you. But in fact, you have just realized that this is the case. Your presence is a gift to others. People do want to share in your light, or to at least be bathed in the glow. So this is definitely a good thing, this realization. What is going to help you is Pertho reversed. So Pertho is the rune of the lot box that has to do with its surprises and fate and basically the luck, but also realize something that you realize, something is a surprise, but that was always there. And it's reversed on the upper line, which says to me that this was a surprise that about yourself, something you didn't realize about yourself, which is probably, at least in part, that your presence is a gift to others, so saith the card. So this is something that is definitely helping. What isn't going to help is just this feeling of it's chaos out there, and that things are out of your control, and that you might put yourself out there but then be in a hailstorm. It's just sort of like chaos. And maybe even that your nature, you may be worried, snakes, that your nature will make people not want you around. You may be worried that there's something in your nature, because this is natural energies, natural forces. You may be worried that you might be too scary, and that people, maybe that's why you've been keeping to yourself, because you haven't trusted that to be something that people would want. But in fact, you've just learned something about yourself, and maybe this is it, that is going to help you with this revelation that, oh my gosh, people do actually want me around. And what this is going to lead you to is you're not going to feel as defensive, first of all. We have Tivaz, which is Tyr's rune. Tyr's the warrior god. It doesn't necessarily have to do with riding off to battle, but it does have to do with tending duties and responsibilities. And it is reversed. So it's going to disarm you. Like, you're not going to feel like you have to fight anymore. You're not going to feel like you have to defend yourself so much anymore. And also, you can actually look inward and go, you know what, this is something I need as well. This is something, being around others and giving of my presence is something that I need as well. So that, snake people, is your reading. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, horse people. So, horse people, we are going to start with a card from the Lonely Woods. There is one who watches over you. So, when you go into stillness, the stillness through which clarity comes, you're going to realize the thing that is going to come through, the clarity that's going to come through, is this realization that you are watched over. Maybe not even only one, but there is at least one who watches over you, and maybe you weren't aware so much, or maybe you are just about to realize this. Let's get some runes from the Black Walnut runes and see what clarification they give. Oh, both of these. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not, but this is sort of a slightly different format. Okay, beautiful. Lovely. I'm going to allow that. So your central issue is, we have Laguz reversed. Laguz is the rune of, it's the lake. So it's water. It's all the watery stuff. So emotion, intuition, and heart. I'm seeing this as you maybe have gone still because you feel like maybe your heart is hurting. You're emotionally your heart is hurting. Maybe you're seeking your inner heart, and maybe you're just feeling like a bit overwhelmed with negative emotions at the moment, or maybe you're feeling numb. So it's like, that's a lot of things, but it all means, like, this is all the negative, not negative, this is all the Laguz reversed. Mostly what I'm seeing this as, though, is sort of, it's inner heart, but it's also, your heart's a little bit down, your central issue, basically. And so this is basically, when you go still, this is what you're going to realize. This is what's going to come through as clarity. So leading up to this, you've been on a journey. You've been journeying along. We have Raido, which is the journey rune. And it's led you up to this point where you are really looking at your heart and sort of going, hey, little heart. hey in there. How you doing? And what is going to help you at this point is, We have Othala reversed. Othala is the rune of the home and the homeland, and reversed on the upper line, it has to do with letting go of things that no longer serve you. So part of what's going to help declutter you so that your heart is going to be untangled and okay is just basically looking at your life and going, you know what, there's a lot and I don't need it all, and all of it is basically, I'm not saying let go of your material possessions, but I'm saying if there's something there, it's like that lovely lady whose name eludes me at the moment. If it doesn't spark joy, maybe it's time to let it go. But also what this means is leaving your comfort zone. So maybe a lot of this has been around you because it's given you comfort, but in fact somebody is watching. There is somebody who is watching over you, and you will realize this and you'll go, you know what, this is what I wanted all of this to be and it wasn't. But this, just knowing that I am watched over, is enough to help me start to declutter my home environment, and so that things can flow through a little bit better into nourishing my heart and making my heart happier. What isn't going to help is you're going to be worried about, so we have Pertho. Pertho is the rune of the lot box. It has to do with surprises and fate and luck, and it's the thing about Pertho is that it's surprises that were always there. So something you maybe didn't know, and maybe this is another thing where you've just sort of built up. I don't know whether this is like actual clutter or if this is mental clutter, but there may have been a lot of things where it's just sort of been there, and you're worried that some of it has been there to bury this that you didn't want to show up. But you might not even know what this is. This is Pertho, so it's something that you don't know about yet, but is going to be revealed, but that was always there. So you're sort of worried about what's going to get revealed as you declutter, as you let go of the things that don't serve you. I wouldn't worry about that too much, because once again, you just realized that you are being watched over very nicely, and so it's safe. You're in a safer situation to do that than you were before. So that's what's going to help you. What your next step is, and these go together because these had to come out together, is we have Kaunas and we have Yira. So Kaunas is the rune of the fire. It's something that starts small and it expands into a blaze, and it's leading up right against Yira, which is the rune of the harvest and also time. So all of this is going to let you open up, because maybe you hadn't before. Maybe you just sort of had boxed yourself in to a certain extent, but you realize that you are being watched over in a nice way. and you've been able to declutter. You're letting things get clearer so your heart can restore itself. Opening up is going to lead you to a real harvest, which is going to be like the fruits of your labors. All of this is going to pay off. You're going to get something out of this that is going to give you nourishment. And also it's going to end a chapter that you were dealing with. So that, horse people, is your reading. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, sheep people. So, sheep people, we have a card from Lonely Woods. Hope is like a hummingbird. I'm not sure I agree with that. Actually, I kind of do, because it starts small, and is lovely. And you could maybe feel like there's none, and then all of a sudden you get this little flicker flash, and it's the start of it. It's like this tiny, tiny, shining, beautiful, joyous little thing, and then it's rekindled. Your hope is rekindled. So hope is like a hummingbird. Hopefully you're not too far out from land as this creature seems to be, but hopefully this will help give the creature the strength and inspiration to make that swim. Maybe you can tell the hummingbird, or she, send help, and the hummingbird can fly off, and they can send a boat. Or maybe, I don't want to say then he eats the hummingbird and then he has the strength to swim back. But heaven help me, I did. Anyway, so it's actually just going to say the hummingbirds send help, and the hummingbird okay, and then all the hummingbirds come in and they help carry the creature back to shore, because the hope grows and all that. Or maybe the hope grows, and so the hummingbird grows really, really big and then carries the creature back. All right, I'm going to stop and go on with things. So your central issue is you're not moving. Just like the creature in the picture, we have Avaz, which is the rune of movement, but also spirit. It's the horse. So it's reversed on the central issue. So you're in a situation where you would like to be moving, but you're not. And maybe this is something that you've basically stagnated. We have, leading up to this, we have Othala, which is the rune of the home and the homeland. You might feel as though you've hung around in your comfort zone so long that you have now stagnated and cannot move. And maybe you need this hope to carry you out of this situation that you've sort of stagnated in. So what is going to help you at this point is we have Pertho reversed. Pertho is the rune of the lot box, and it has to do with surprises and luck and fate, and it also, but the thing about it is that it has to do with surprises that were always there but you didn't realize. And on the upper line, a reversed Pertho means that it's something about yourself that you've just learned that was a surprise. And for all we know, that could be the hope, that you would still have hope in this situation that would be enough to get you out of your situation where you feel like you're not moving and that you are stagnated. So that's what's going to help you. What isn't going to help you is you are worried about your levels of confidence, and you're also worried that you're not worthy of leaving this situation. That could drag you down if you let it. We have Fehu, which is the rune of wealth and worth. It's cattle. So I don't think cattle are going to come into it, but it's basically wealth and worth. And you're sort of doubting your worth. Like, is it even worth it for me to do this? Or am I worthy of leaving this situation that I've put myself in to a certain extent? Or that situations have put me in, that just the circumstances have put me in to the point where I can't move anymore? If that starts to be the case, bring yourself back up to this thing that you've just learned about yourself. That is something new that you always had, but you didn't realize. And what this is going to lead you to is a greater sense of focus. You are going to be able to focus on, and I'm actually going to throw down another rune. In this case, yes, you're going to focus on your way out of this, basically. So whatever gives you hope, whatever the hope is for, you're going to be able to return your focus to that hope, and it's going to lead you to a situation where you're going to feel much more supported and protected than you ever have before. So that, sheep people, is your reading. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, monkey people. So monkey people, we are going to start with a card from the Into the Lonely Woods Oracle deck, the Communion of Tender Souls. So when you go to your stillness, your Isa, your ice, stillness through which clarity comes, you're going to realize that there's someone else with whom you can share and commune, and this is going to be like a big thing for you. So this is your realization in your moment of stillness. This is the clarity that's going to come through, is this communion of tender souls, someone else who, without being any threat to you, also brings you this sweetness, this kindness, this tenderness that you've been seeking. So, central issue, monkey people, is we have Kaunas reversed. Kaunas is the rune of, it's a torch, so it's a fire. When it's upright, it has to do with expansion, something that starts small as an ember and expands into a blaze. When it's reversed, it has to do with focus, honing that energy down into a very fine focus, as these two creatures together are focusing on this joyful little moth. So this is the communion happening. This is like this head-to-head communion with this, appreciating this beautiful thing that is between them. So leading up to this, we have Pertho. Pertho's the rune of the lot box that has to do with surprises and fate and luck, and it's the surprises that were always there. So once you have given yourself a moment of stillness, it's this realization, this surprise that this was here all along, and this is something that is, it's not reversed. It's definitely it's a exciting surprise. It's, you've cast your lot, and that's your fate. But also, it's very, very nice. It's realizing that something that was always there is something that is just lovely and something that deserves your focus at this point, and just to dwell in that. What is going to help you is take this slow. We have Ivaz, which is the rune of, it's patience, slow growth, slow development. It's the yew tree. So it's something that is going to be careful steps, step by step. Take the time, like don't push the river on this. Just appreciate it. It's like watching nature. You're watching nature. You're not going to get a beautiful moth that has just happened to land between you and then say, do a trick. You know, you're just basically you're just going to be appreciating it as what it is in the time in which it is being. So this is what's going to help you the most in this moment is don't jump ahead. Don't try to skip steps. Take this, you know, just really be in the moment for this. What isn't going to help is it's disarming. You're going to feel disarmed. You're going to feel like vulnerable. We have Tivaz reversed in the lower line. Tivaz is Tears rune, Tears the warrior god, and you're going to feel vulnerable in this moment. Yes, of course you are, but this is why you're taking it slow. Take it slow. You're not going to feel threatened if you're just letting things, you're just right in the moment, focused and letting things unfold very, very naturally. So what this is going to lead you to is exactly, this is an Isa reading, and here's Isa in the outcome. Isa is ice. Ice is the rune of stillness and standstill, but it's the stillness through which clarity comes. And that's what it's going to lead you to. You're going to be able to really appreciate that. You're going to be able to be still and have that clarity coming in. Also, I'm going to read this very quickly with the Younger Futhark reading, which is as a bridge, because the ice for the Younger Futhark is a bridge, something solid by which you can help and be helped. But mostly I'm just seeing this as this is the clarity that you've been seeking. So, monkey people, that is your Isa reading. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, Rooster people. So, Rooster people, here is a card from the Into the Lonely Woods Oracle. Love forgives distance. So, yes. I mean, not perpetually, but to a certain extent, yes. It's not so much the whole absence makes the heart grow fonder thing, but where it's something where the distance cannot be breached, and it's someone that you love very much, maybe somebody who is no longer with us on this temporal plane, you can still love them, and you should. Don't hold back your love for that. That's something that I've said for years, is part of what hurts when you're missing somebody is that you feel like you have to hold that love back. Do not shine out with your love for the person that you miss. I like to think that there's some way that they will feel that, and you will feel better because you won't be holding back. And either way, you'll be sending love into the world, which is always a good light to have in the world. So, and look, dragonflies. I have dragonflies on my bracelet, and I saw 2 big black dragonflies this week, which excites me because I love them. Anyway, love forgives distance. So there's that. What the central issue is on the runes is we have Uruz reversed. Uruz is the rune of the wild ox, and this has to do with strength and health. Reversed on the central issue path line, I'm seeing this very much as your inner strength. So you're sort of focusing on your inner strength in this. Leading up to this, we have Algi's reversed, Ansu's reversed. Ansu's is the rune of communication and manifestation. It's reversed. So there's been some silence. This whole thing, I think we can read a couple ways. First of all, if this is somebody that is no longer with us, and again, my condolences for that. That's very, very difficult, and wishing you all the best for that. It's somebody with whom you can no longer communicate. But the picture is 2 people together. It's like two creatures together. So it's sort of loving something that is no longer, or that is not accessible, but they can still love it. So these two creatures are not alone in this picture. So I'm thinking some of you are still with somebody and you are both missing this other. And whether this is an other who is no longer in the world, or whether this is an other who is no longer accessible within the world, is just far away, it just says distance, that could also be the situation going on. So, but you love them, and so there it is. So it's not as easy to communicate anymore. There's a bit of silence there, and so now you're in a situation where you are A, feeling that you have to rely on your inner strength, and B, feeling like you've been forced to let something go that you would otherwise have stubbornly held on to. What is going to help you here is this. We have Yira, which is the rune of it's the year, so it has to do with the harvest and also time. One, seeing things as very natural. We only see dragonflies for a certain time of the year. We don't see dragonflies all year. We don't see dragonflies in winter, for example. So appreciating the ebb and flow of time, appreciating the cycles of time, the seasons, having that appreciation is going to help you. Also appreciating the time that you did have definitely also helps. But also, being that this is also the harvest rune, very much appreciating what the harvest was that you had. So the fruits of your labors, and also the good that came of this, and the good that continues to come of this. Even though there is distance, you're still getting nourishment from this. What isn't going to help is we have Sovilo. Sovilo is the rune of the sun. It has to do with source energy. So you're sort of worried about your energy levels. Maybe if you are an extrovert and you recharge with socializing, maybe you're worried that you won't have the energy that you normally have when this person or whatever it is away from you. But also just you may not feel like you have the energy. You're just worried about energy levels at this point for that. Maybe you're neglecting accessing your source energy because you're sort of overwhelmed with all of this. So it's not a good idea to neglect that. Always make sure that you're tending your accessing your source energy. Bring yourself back up to this. If this starts to drag you down, bring yourself back up to where you are still getting nourishment from this, and you're just basically getting into harmony with the seasons, all the different kinds of seasons. And what this is going to lead you to is we have Thurisaz. Thurisaz is the rune of the challenge. It has to do with, it's the thorn, the giant, the gateway, but it is upright and it's on your path. So it's basically the next thing. There's something that you see before you that moving into it is a challenge on a psychological kind of level. You just have to do it. The door is open. So you're going to be facing that. And that's by the end of this situation, you're going to see that door. Maybe you didn't even know it was there, but there is one. And it's not going to be a hard door to go through physically as far as just moving your life forward into it, but you have to make that decision to do it. So that's going to be before you. I got to see another rune. I gotta see what the next rune is. Okay. Okay. Because once you step through this door, then you're going to be basically tending the needs that you need to tend. We have Nauthiz, which is the rune of need. It has to do with doing what needs to be done, basically. So maybe that's been put off, and when you step through this door, one of the first things you're going to have to do is to get things in order and get things arranged the way they need to be done, because they need to be done. It just needs to be tended. So that, Rooster people, is your reading. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, dog people. So, dog people, we're going to start with a card from the Into the Lonely Woods Oracle deck, and it is Honor Your Holy Days. I've seen this card before in readings, and I just love it. Not all of your holidays are going to show up on a calendar. Everybody has their own holy days that are significant and meaningful for them, and maybe because they're not on a calendar, they may feel like they're not worthy of celebrating, but they are. And the more you do of that, the richer your life is going to be. So when you give yourself this Isa moment, where you give yourself stillness through which clarity can come, this is something that's going to come into clarity. This realization that, yeah, no, I am going to start celebrating and honoring the days that are holy for me, or the times or the things that are holy for me. And this is going to make your life much, much, much more rich. So leading up to this, we have, not leading up to this, I'll get to that in a second. Your central issue here is Lagu's reversed. Lagu is the rune of the lake. It's water. It's all the watery stuff, emotion, intuition, and heart. It's richness, but it is reversed in the central issue. And it's like your heart feels like something may be missing. You're good. You're okay. It's just that it could be better. Your heart's there, but it's, you have to like go deeper and find it in it. It's like doing something like this is going to help your heart to become, it's going to help you get more in touch with your heart. And it's also going to help draw your heart out and become more, you know, let you become more heart-led, because this is waiting. This is waiting to be a part of that. This is like waiting for your life to be a little bit more rich. Now, leading up to this, we have Gabo. Gabo's the rune of the gift. It always has to do with an exchange. Look, there's an 8 and there's a Gabo in the 8. That's exciting. It's like you made a whole bunch of plans, but you forgot yourself, is what I'm going to read that as. It's like you made your plans, you made your goals, but it was all based on the calendar. And right now you're like, something's missing. Something's missing from that. So what's going to help you is we have Uruz. Uruz is the rune of the wild ox, and we have a lovely creature with bovid horns. A wild ox, which has to do with strength and health, and also stubbornness, which can be good. And in this case, it is, because it's basically you standing up, becoming solid, and going, look, for my strength, for my health, I am going to stand up and say, I am going to honor these. I'm going to honor my own holidays, as well as the ones that everybody else is doing around me, and that's fun too. But I am going to stand up and say, no, I am worthy of this. I am strong, and this is what's going to give me more strength and more health, is honoring my own holy days along with everybody else's, if I feel like honoring anybody else's. But just to give that honor, to give it that honor, give the strength to it, because that's going to draw your heart out into being more eager and active and leading you, which is good. What isn't going to help is you're worried about expressing it. We have Ansus, which is the rune of communication and manifestation. It is upright, but it's in the lower line. Upright runes in the lower line generally tend to do with fears about that thing. So you are a bit worried about expressing yourself in this, but please, that could drag you down. What harm could it do? Honestly, what harm could it do? Just do it. Set your hoofs on the ground and just moo. It's an aurochs, so it probably said moo. But yeah, no, be strong with this. Bring that out. It's exciting. Now, what this is going to lead you to, and I am going to throw down another rune for this. Oh, for heaven's sakes. This is the second time. We have Thurizaz reversed. Thurizaz is the rune of the challenge. Oops, I'm so sorry. I kicked the thingy. This is going to lead you to what's going to feel like an almost impossible challenge. I don't know why. We got to help you with this. So you're going to get a slightly larger reading than like others from this, because I'm really curious. So this is going to make you feel like it's like this is really difficult challenge. What's going to help you is find your community. So if it really is, if you find that just standing up for your own honoring things is going to lead you to a really big challenge, maybe you need to find a community that is going to support you. And I think that's what this is saying. We have Manas, which is the rune of humanity and your part in it, in terms of your note in the song. So to just seek out and find community, other people who are honoring their own holidays. Celebrate each other. And what isn't going to help is you're sort of worried about how long has it been and how much time I have left. That might drag you down, but really just seek out communities, seek out like-minded people who might also be doing this, and just get that. And what this is going to lead you to is you're going to realize where you need to tend your needs, what needs you need to take care of, things you need to get in order to make this viable in your life, because clearly it's something that became a big challenge for you. So, but it's good. It can be done. Somebody just need a little bit of encouragement. So a little bit of community. So that, dog people, is your reading. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, pig people. So, pig people, we're going to start with a card from the Into the Lonely Woods Oracle. The ending that opens the space for the beginning. Okay. Sometimes things have to end so that a better beginning can happen, so that things can start that are going to lead to something that is better. So letting go of things. There we go. That's lovely. Thank you, runes. Letting go is sometimes the way to allow the space for the things that need to come in. I'm a big believer in entropy. Not that it's something that you can doubt, but it's something that I have faith in. And that's why we have to keep creating. Okay, so pig people, your central issue is, we have Yira. Yira is the rune of the year, otherwise also the harvest. It has to do with the harvest and also time. So you are sort of seeing a season having happened, and you're sort of looking at that. So this is a new season that is coming in. But also, you're concerned about time. You're concerned about, the time that has passed. You're concerned about how much time might be left. Leading up to this, you've just stepped through, you've just been really brave, and you have stepped through a door that was a big challenge for you to step through. And now you're standing on the other side of this door. So I guess something has ended, where you've sort of wrapped up a season that you were going through, and you have basically been brave and stepped through this door. And now you're in a situation where you're like, okay, new season. What can we do with this time, this new stretch of time? You know that you are going to get the fruits of your labors out of this. You know that this is something that is going to give you something that is going to nourish you. So this is definitely a good thing, but you're standing at the front of it. You're standing at the beginning of it, having just stepped through into this new world that is the new beginning for you. I don't see Burkana, but that's implied. What is going to help you is let your heart lead. We have Laguz. Laguz is the rune of the lake. It has to do with emotion, intuition, and heart, all the watery stuff, richness, all the richness that contains. Let your heart lead, and that's going to guide you right. That's going to direct you in the right way. What isn't going to help is you're a bit worried that you are doing this not so much on your own, but that you really are. You're sort of worried that you're alone in this. You're worried because you just stepped through this. This is all new. You're worried that you might not have the support that you need, and you're worried that you might not be able to trust yourself. Like basically, it's between trusting your heart and not trusting your heart, basically. But you can. You were brave. You stepped through the door, and here you are, your new field, outstanding in your field, and you're a bit worried about that. You're worried about that you might not be able to support yourself. You might not be able to protect yourself. That's your worries. It's in the lower line. It's mostly going to be worries about those things. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's true. But look, we have a creature that has like antlers, and this is antlers, and they're upright and not upside down. And plus, you have this lovely other individual in the picture who may or may not be a real person in your life, but is certainly a guide, perhaps your heart. And look at the staff. It's a three-pronged staff that is also turning up. It's a moon with a stick through it, but still, we have three reflections in this picture of Algi's upright. So you do have the support that you need. Let your heart guide you in this. Let your heart lead you. And what this is going to lead you to is we have Nauthiz. Nauthiz is the rune of need. It has to do with taking care of things, just basically taking care of what needs to be taken care of and tending your needs. I am going to throw down another rune in here just to see what the last rune in this is. Yes. And what this is going to lead you to, once you've taken care of your needs, and you'll see what they are, once you connect with your heart and let your heart lead, you will be aware of what the needs are, you'll be able to tend them, and then you'll be off and running. We have Avas, which is the horse rune. The horse has to do with movement, but also spirit. You're letting your heart guide you, tend your needs, let your spirit carry you. And that, pig people, is your Isa reading. When you go down into stillness, the clarity that will show through. So that is your reading. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye.